Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Well, for the Clippers, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And tip-off approaching, but in the meantime, let's discuss post play. Shaq, you were a dominant post scorer. Duh. Who do you think are the top post scorers in the NBA right now?
Well, one, DeMarcus Cousins, 25-13, can go inside and go outside. He's a little frantic at times, but he's up there. Zach Randolph, he's got great feet work, nice soft touch. Big Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals. He does everything with his right hand, so he's so good. That's all he needs. And Brook Lopez, nice size, nice touch, and nice feet work, too. I know you say feet work is not a word, but you can't do nothing with footwork. You need both feet. So, Dr. O'Neal, name it, feet work, put it in the dictionary, shut it up.
Okay. Well, you know what? The guy who reminds me of Shaq a little bit, Nikola
Pekovic.
Yes.
Stop it.
He does, man. He's got some of
your mind.
He overpowers guys.
Stop it.
I mean, it's like a little version
Cut it
of
out.
Okay, all right.
Send it to Kevin for our body slam this guy.
I was reaching, man.
Jeez.
I had the Kevin Durant alarms on that. I was reaching.
All right.
Tim Duncan's got to be in that conversation.
Oh, Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin, the guys. That overpower people. We're talking about.
My bad. I apologize.
Just overpowering.
No, but I already said the top centers in the league.
I'm just saying about overpowering.
Answer the question, man.
Okay, my bad.
Time to go down to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call. Kev?
Nikola.
It's interconference time for the New York Knicks as they travel to enemy territory looking for a win. Thank you for joining us. It's the NBA presented by 2K Sports for this Thursday afternoon game. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline.
Let's get a nice clean game, huh?
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Setting the floor for the Knicks, we've got Anthony. Noah is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Lee, and it's Rose in at the point guard position. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
And the first one drops.
And watching DeAndre Jordan, he's really refined his game over the years without losing the athleticism. He's that rubbery, long-limbed athlete that transcends age. And so far, I've seen 0 drop-off in his leaping ability and quickness, but no question he's improved his skills and IQ. And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Paul dishes to Griffin. He with the block. Now Rose. Outside Anthony. The pass to Lee. To the middle. Here's Rose. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Rose has got his first points in this one.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
And here's Rose following the 3 from Chris Paul. Excellent D there from Pierce.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Paul against Rose. Paul's shot is off. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Rose kicks to Lee. Anthony down low. Pierce covering. Rose takes a big high bounce and goes in. Rose has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Throws it up high. Soft touch off the glass.
Ooh, tough layup with the guy right on him. He can be a hard player to handle at times.
And it's Rose penetrating. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Now here's Paul. Shoots off the screen, and it comes off the front of the rim.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there. That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
And guys, effort is also a talent. You've got to be willing to work if you want to make plays like that.
Here's Anthony, finished off the break.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Paul goes in, and it's good off the back rim and in. Paul's got 5.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
And here's Anthony from the arc. There's the bucket, good.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Paul. He's got 5. He kicks it to Reddick. Shot clock at 6. Jordan sets the pick for Reddick. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. You work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Now here's Lee, following the miss by Griffin. Outside Rose. He dishes it to Noah. Pass to Carmelo, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Now here's Lee. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
New York leading by 9. Rose kicks to Anthony. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Pierce. Clippers have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Paul passes to Reddick. There's the feed to Jordan. There's the pick. Paul with the ball. Noah picks him up. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Paul.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
At first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Here's Paul after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Jordan the screen. Paul against Rose. Pierce inside the three-point line, and it's off the back rim. No good. Rose kicks to Lee. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
Talking about Courtney Lee, you know the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting two guards in the league, Kevin. And last year he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have, two great free throw shooting guards late.
He's off on the second. Well, Clark, what can you say about the Knicks last season? They had a lot of trouble on their road trips, among other things.
Well, especially on the road. I mean, only managed to get 7 road wins on the season, Kevin.
Here's Paul in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
And for the Knicks last season, they actually shot decently on the road. They just didn't play any defense, and that's kind of what did them in.
So for the Knicks, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. Lance Thomas comes in for Porzingis, and it's Jennings in for Rose. Here's Jennings.
Well, going back to the Knicks on the road, they just forgot to defend the three-point shot. I mean, they had the worst three-point field goal percentage defense with their opponents making 40% of their threes against them. That was the worst in the league.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done anything wrong so far, stretching the lead into double digits already.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Carmelo Anthony, the third pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh. All those guys, with the exception of Melo, had rings.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003, all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why it was somewhat surprising that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Spates checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Bass comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Johnson in for J.J. Redick.
Hey, guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance.
Here's Paul, following the score by New York. Spates with a screen on Jennings. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Right side Holiday. Pass to Jennings. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's Anthony with the jam.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
There's Crawford with the 3. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Jennings kicks to Anthony. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Knicks?
Guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And that's what's created a rhythm for them offensively. That's also why you see them knocking down that mid-range jump shot.
The first one falls.
And really, the last few seasons, the Clippers have been one of the most consistently strong teams in the league. A far cry from when they were a bottom feeder back in the day. They have become one of the premier franchises in the NBA.
Raymond Felton, he's checked in for the Clippers. And a switcher also for New York. Porzingis, he's checked in for Anthony. Greg, as you said about the Clippers, the days of finishing near the bottom every year are over. Clark, a lot of that is Doc Rivers.
Exactly. Since 2012, Kevin, they've had the third best record in the NBA. A lot of loyal fans stuck it out with the team during the dark days, and now they're reaping the fruit.
For New York, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And, guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Now, here's O'Quinn. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. To the wing right side. Shot clock at 6. They get it back.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. Boy, that was a pretty feed from Raymond Felton.
Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, you think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. So they struggled shooting when they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
Now here is Holiday. There's the pick. Out to the right wing. Porzingis passes to Thomas. Here's O'Quinn.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Yeah, they're scoring with confidence, Greg, making them count in the early going here.
Kicks to Bass. Stolen away. It's back to Jennings. Fires the 3. The shot no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Crawford dishes to Felton. Back to Crawford. 5 on the clock. Here's the teardrop. He takes it up and lays it in. Crawford's got 7 points in the game.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
And here's Jennings. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. He used that pick to perfection. And the Knicks lead by 12.
They haven't been able to stifle them defensively here.
No, to the contrary. They haven't provided much resistance at all. And in this game, you've got to play both ends of the floor.
Now here's Crawford. He's got 7. Back to Felton. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by New York.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Johnson against Thomas. Jennings for 3. It's rebounded by Bass. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Holiday against Crawford. Steps back and trains the jump shot. Crawford's got 9 points.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
New York moving the ball around. Passes it to Porzingis. Outside Jennings. The pass to Porzingis. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Spates sets a screen. Johnson for 3. The rebound by Holiday.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
Now here is Holiday. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
The Knicks shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
2 shots.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for O'Quinn. And the Clippers making a change here. Both good from the line that time. Here's Crawford. 9 points in the game so far. Spates with a screen on Thomas. Crawford drives in. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Personal foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Jennings can't hit. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. New York ahead, up 11. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And you talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Knicks team out there today.
It's been a point of emphasis, no doubt, to make sure they attack the rim offensively.
I love the fact they're not settling for outside shots. Keep attacking that rack.
And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Lee. Thomas is out there with Anthony. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Noah in at the 5, patrolling the paint. And here's Rivers, following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Rivers against Rose. Unloads from 9. Rivers can't get it to go.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Redick with it. Now Anthony defending. Stolen by Thomas. Rose with the ball. 9 points in the game so far. Noah the screen. Noah with a screen on Rivers. Rose kicks to Anthony. Good. Anthony's got 19 points.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
It's stolen by Rose. Mbamute against Lee. Rose kicks to Thomas. Outside Rose. Dishes it to Anthony. Redick with the rebound. Clippers trail by 16. Now here's Rivers. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. That's a thing of beauty.
Rose passes to Lee. Anthony against MBALIVE16. Anthony dishes to Rose. Clock at 6. The 10-footer, and it's blocked. It's Redick on the wing. Jordan with a screen on Rose. Rose against Redick. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Here's Griffin, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. For the Clippers, Johnson comes in for MBALIVE16, and Paul subbed in for Rivers. The Knicks leading by 14. Outside Anthony. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Last season ended with the Knicks pretty much packing it in, but Clark, it didn't start out that way.
You know what? Not at all. I mean, the Knicks were picked by many, Kevin, to be a playoff team last season. Clearly, things did not go as planned.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play.
And it became clear, that thinking about the Knicks again, I mean, it made sense for a team with injuries and being in disarray on the floor to just battle for that lottery.
Now here's Griffin, 6 on the shot clock. And he lobs it up, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Mark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Feeds it to Redick. Uncovered. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
You know, kind of packing it in for the sake of being better in the future can possibly work in New York for a year or two, but not longer than that. The media will eat you up there if you don't start making some progress towards winning, pleasing basketball.
And so here is New York. The Clippers getting the bucket. Anthony with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. His three-pointers off the mark.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
Thomas's shot is off. Clippers trail by 12. Outside for Griffin. And the wide open shot from Redick. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. 3-on-3. Outside Rose. Thomas a screen on Griffin. And Anthony gets double teamed. Thomas. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from J.J. Redick.
They're earning their points with the jump shot now.
And that's right, Clark. 6 of their last 10 have come from the mid-range.
Now here's Noah to the inside. Looks for Thomas, gets it to him. The shot by Anthony, nobody around. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. 23 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, can't be pleased with all these easy looks. They continue to give up there in the paint.
No, I'm sure he's not, Greg. I mean, their defense is showing a lot of holes, especially down low. That's unacceptable.
Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And then for New York, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. And it's Porzingis in for Thomas. Clippers trail by 14. Paul kicks to Griffin. He feeds it to Crawford. Back to Griffin. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Now here's Anthony after Wesley Johnson's miss. The drive by Anthony. Anthony drawing the double team. Rose against Paul. Outside Rose. Tries to keep it alive. Kept alive. Here's O'Quinn. Connects on the 17-footer. And the Knicks lead by 14.
No hesitation when he saw the space that D was giving him. That's 2.
Jordan with a screen on Rose. The drive by Paul. Here's Griffin. It's deflected and is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Spates checked in for DeAndre Jordan. And Brandon Bass subbed in for Blake Griffin. Justin Holiday's checked in for New York. Jennings comes in for Derrick Rose. Crawford with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Buries it from three-point range. And back to Crawford last season. He was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
Here's Crawford. After New York gets the three, Bass with the screen. Holiday against Crawford. Off the left rim and out.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
It's Anthony with the drive. No good from 11 feet.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Paul kicks to Bass. From the high post, it's tipped. Jennings against Johnson. It's stolen by Johnson. There's the dish to Bass. Back to Johnson. 6 to shoot. call for three. The shot, no good. The Knicks go the other way with it.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
Raymond Felton, who's checked in for Los Angeles.
Raymond Felton.
Here's Paul. 10 points for him. He kicks it to Crawford. Pass to Spates. He dishes it to Crawford. Shot clock at 5. And again, no good by the Clippers.
You know, they did a good job in the first quarter getting themselves to the line, but here in the second, they've gone away from it.
Yeah, everything's been perimeter-oriented, and you have to be hitting shots to play that way.
There's a good screen. Here's Jennings. Misses off the right iron.
Well, it seems like they're getting a little fat and sassy here, complacent in the second quarter.
Yeah, we've seen their free throw attempts stagnate, not getting much going on inside. They can't get too comfortable.
Really left alone that time. Felton has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And for Raymond Felton, last year was nothing short of a disaster. Missed the first 31 games with an ankle injury sustained in preseason. And he played for a poor team. And things, you know, Greg, being the lead of the ball handler like you were, they just never got much better for Felton as the season went on.
Yeah, the problem when you have that issue early on, the season isn't going to wait for you. Right. You know, you're basically in catch-up mode. And so because of that, he never got into any kind of a rhythm when he was available to play. And that's not surprising, given that he averaged less than 10 minutes a game for the season after averaging 33 a game for his entire career.
And the Clippers making a change here. Rivers checked in. .111 left now here in the second. With the floater. The second chance effort. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
And, you know, getting back to Raymond Felton, it looked at one point like he would become the league's next great playmaker. Drafted 5th overall in 2005, immediately after Darren Williams and Chris Paul. Felton never quite reached the stratosphere of his fellow draft mates.
Now here's Rivers. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
You know, he doesn't have much quickness, but he'll still attack the rim when given the chance.
Here's Anthony. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 6 assists in the game.
And one last thought about Raymond Felton. I really feel like he's at that classic crossroads in one's career. If his conditioning is there, if he's healthy, he still has the skills and the moxie to make a difference. It just comes down to him wanting to make that effort, which gets harder after a decade of wear and tear on your body.
And so it's New York with it. Clippers able to drain the 3. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Spates. .29 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And that one's good, Anthony.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Jennings against Rivers. Crawford outside. The feed to Rivers. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Anthony, the pass to Holiday. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
And the first half is now in the books. Knicks lead by 13. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Doc, what haven't you liked about the defense thus far?
A lot of things. Some of it was over our turnovers, trying to do too much with the ball, but we didn't show up with any defensive intensity, and for us to win, we're going to have to do that.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A stellar first half for Carmelo Anthony. He ended up with 28 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Hey, big fella, what's your take on New York so far?
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
And Kenny, let's get your thoughts on the Clippers.
Well, they're facing a very hot team in the first half. I mean, guys are shooting the ball lights out. But you have to do more to get stops. I mean, tough defense is the key. And if you put pressure on the ball and more bodying up down low, that's going to establish more aggressive tones that might shut them down in the second half.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
Melo having a terrific game. 28 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Boy, Doc Rivers keeps on leading his teams to successful seasons. A former coach of the year rarely has a season where his team doesn't meet expectations.
And Doc Rivers passed the 700-win mark as a coach last season. He's climbing the ladder in career wins.
Yeah, and you know, I don't know that Doc oftentimes gets enough credit for the type of coach he is. I mean, as a coach, he is well over 500 in terms of his career win percentage. And how about over 500 in playoff games as well?
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Well, Paul Pierce hinted that he could hang him up soon. He had that amazing run, has nothing left to prove in the NBA, and I would say of all the players in last year's playoffs, had some of the most dramatic individual shots we have seen from one guy in a long time.
He did, and you know, you forget he's done that really over the course of his entire career.
Sure.
Just kind of funny to see him doing it in a Wizards jersey, but you talked about it. He's going to go down as one of the all-time greats, no doubt about it. So many big moments over the course of his career, and also for all the kids out there, the best maybe footwork we have in our game. If you want to improve as a player, watch Paul Pierce's footwork.
And the shot is good. And the Knicks lead by 12.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Picked by Griffin. Rose against Paul. 6 to shoot. It's Redick on the wing. Takes the 13-footer, and that one goes long.
Well, the competitive nature was on display early in the career of Pierce. I mean, he has willed his teams to win his entire career and is baffled by anybody who doesn't want to win as bad as he does. 1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
Here's Griffin. Got a piece of it, and he's able to get it back. Tries again.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum. And that competitive nature that you talked about with Pierce, that's really what sets him apart. He had so many great clutch moments in the postseason. Easily one of the most clutch players in recent memory.
Rose can't hit.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Redick against Lee. Kicks it out to Paul. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Paul's got 12 points in the game. Paul against Rose. Noah with a screen for Rose. Pass to Noah. Here's Porzingis, guarded by Jordan. Rose attacking. Hits from the high post. 11 points in the game.
Now this shot is really a difficult shot to make. Right out of the spin to get your balance and knock down the jumper. That's strong.
Attention, Staples Center. Please give a big round of applause for your Spirit Dance team.
Thomas checked in for Carmelo Anthony. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Jordan the screen. Paul with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. The shot by Pierce will not go.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Paul dishes to Redick. Jordan the screen. Paul against Rose. Griffin. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
And regarding Griffin's low block shot number, for some guys, they simply lack a certain feel, Clark, for blocking shots.
Yeah, you know, there's something about the aptitude for shot blocking that sometimes is understated. Just because you're a high flyer in the front court doesn't mean you're going to block a lot of shots.
Here's Redick following the score by New York. Paul outside. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
There's the pick. Kicks it to Noah. Plenty of space. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Paul's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart out.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for New York?
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but don't forget about their points in the paint, because those have been big.
Pierce hits 2. Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners, none more impressive than his jumper over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 9. Pick by Griffin. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Redick. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And a wide open look for Lee. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 5 assists tonight. Here's Jordan, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Outside Rose. From 13, down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
The defender was spinning around like an agitator in a washing machine after that crossover.
I think you're right. Looks a little bit dizzy after that one.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
Find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. Derrick Rose was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Getting back to Rose, it's his extraordinary handle that allows him to get anywhere on the floor. Such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, taking himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
It's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play with.
And he can't get the first one. Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but it just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop.
No good from Lee.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Rose against Redick. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for the Knicks.
Checking in for the Knicks, Brandon Jennings.
Here's Griffin. That doesn't go either for Griffin.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Spates checked in for Jordan. And New York with a change here, too. Justin Holiday's checked in for Lee. The Knicks leading by 15. Now Holiday. He's got 9. They set the pick. Griffin with some nice D.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
And that one's good. Spates has got 5 points so far.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Inside. The shot's good from O'Quinn.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
And here is Paul. 14 points for him. Picked by Griffin. Paul kicks to Griffin. Jennings with the steal. Here's Thomas. Passes it to Jennings. Thomas a screen. It's back to Jennings. There's the pick. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pulls from the top of the key. Almost, but it rolls out.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And that one's good, Griffin.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Holiday, the pass to Noah. O'Quinn, good, and a nice assist from Noah. O'Quinn's got 13.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
On the wing, Jamal Crawford. He's guarded by Thomas. Paul against Jennings. 6 on the shot clock. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. 13 points for Blake Griffin.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
Thomas dishes to O'Quinn. And Holiday kicks to Jennings. Down low, Noah, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the outs. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Now here's Crawford. 12 points for him. From the wing, shot off the pick. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. 15 points for Blake Griffin.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays, he is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
He's checked in for the Clippers. And New York with a change here, too. Anthony's checked in. And so it's New York with it. And it's Spates with the rebound. Spates has got his 3rd rebound on the night. For Griffin and his ability to create contact close, he's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
The Knicks leading by 15. Outside Anthony. Here's the screen. Lets a floater go. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin. .112 left to play in the third. Shot clock at 6. Jennings passes to Anthony. Shoots a fader. Can't hit. Nice D from Crawford.
You can see how much the defense respects him. I mean, they were all over him on that look.
Here's Griffin. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on. As the season grew older, more and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Griffin. For the Knicks, losing a lot of nationally televised games, too. It seemed like every time they were on, they were losing. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
Well, I hope they look at it in a positive vein. It did give them a chance to focus on player development there in New York. Also allowed them to shut down Melo for the season.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Knicks leading by 13. Anthony kicks to Jennings. There's the pass to O'Quinn. New York, no good that time either. Los Angeles has gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3-ball well. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his 4th personal foul. At the line for your Clippers, Luka. At the line for 2.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. The Knicks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. And Mbah-a-Moute drops them both. 27 seconds left to play here in the third. Porzingis passes to Holiday. They set the screen. Off the pick.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Knicks out front, they lead by 13. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Clippers trail by 13, and New York looking at who they've got. Rose is out there with Jennings. Then it's Anthony, then it's Lee, and it's Porzingis in at the center. And he gets the bucket.
They just call him buckets, Jamal Crawford. His shot, a thing of beauty.
Rose kicks to Jennings. New York moving it around. Lee goes in, and it's blocked by Jordan. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Pierce is checked in. Joakim Noah is checked in for New York. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Rivers. Crawford drives in. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead.
Wow, and how huge has he been today? Really just giving his team a nice lift.
Yeah, and he's kept them close enough to be within striking range. I mean, the deficit would be much larger if not for the efficiency of his play.
Out to Anthony. Takes a three. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Noah's got 3 assists now in this one.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Here's Rivers. Jordan kicks to Crawford. 5 on the clock. With some arc, and he lays it up and in.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Lee dishes to Noah. No good off the back of the rim. Clippers trail by 10. Crawford passes to Rivers. And it's Pierce in the corner. Nailed from three-point land.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Lee with the ball. Noah up on top. Anthony with it. Now Pierce defending. And stolen by Jordan. And now the Clippers on the break. Dishes it to Rivers. Lets it go from 14. That one's in there. The New York lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Mbah-a-Moute. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And Anthony gets double teamed. Lee kicks to Rose. Just 5 on the clock. Noah the screen. Goes up from the top of the key. Rose gets the bucket. And the Knicks lead by 7.
My goodness, how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
When you're hot, you're hot. And he is absolutely scorching.
That's good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside to make them beat you from deep.
And Anthony gets it to go.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have. Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Rose with the ball. Now Pierce defending. Rose against Pierce. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
That free throw good from Porzingis.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other two, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Spates checked in for Mbah-a-Moute. Redick comes in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Paul in for Rivers.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Now here's Paul. Feeds to Redick. Knicks with the rebound. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now tonight.
You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset
he has to continue to display.
And they double up Paul. Spates with a screen on Lee. Redick dishes to Spates. Noah with the block. He feeds it to Lee. Rose against Redick. Rose goes in, and it's blocked by Jordan. And now, running up the court, Pierce pushing it up, and it's Paul missing. Lee kicks to Rose. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Maurice Spates. Here's Paul. And Clark, they're going to have to make a pretty big comeback here.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think the clock is a factor right now, at least not yet. I mean, they don't need to change their pace of play. Keep attacking.
I'm not really sure. I think it's be a mistake to let the shot clock get under 10 seconds from here on out. Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
For New York, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Here's Porzingis. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 7th assist here tonight. For Los Angeles, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Fires from 14, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. 16 points for Chris Paul. The Knicks leading by 11. Rose passes to Porzingis. There's the dish to Rose. Some nice passing by New York here. Noah with a screen for Anthony. He kicks to Lee. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Take a look at what Lee's done. He's got 11 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Lee. And both free throws good for Lee.
And guys, the Clippers last year, they were okay against the Eastern Conference, but not spectacular. You would have thought that with how well they were overall, they would have just really feasted on the East.
Paul for 3, and another 3 for the Clippers.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you've put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
Thanks, Doris. Rose in the post, defended by Paul. And Noah with the slam.
Assist from Derrick Rose.
Clippers trail by 12. Paul kicks to Griffin. Takes the 13-footer, and he connects with the jumper. Griffin's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Pierce against Anthony, and Anthony gets double-teamed. Porzingis passes to Noah. Now Paul. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. It's Anthony with the drive. Can't get it to go. So the Clippers will take it the other way. And Redick kicks to Paul. Outside Griffin. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Paul right side. Got a hand on it. Rose against Redick. Here's Anthony. No good. Jordan with some nice D. Clippers trail by 10. Paul with the ball, and Rose picks him up defensively. And here's Redick. He dishes it to Pierce. Beyond the arc. Here's Jordan. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The Knicks leading by 10. Outside Rose. It's Lee, top of the key. Pass to Noah. From deep, Rose. 8 for 15 with that made basket. But he's not satisfied yet.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
And it's time for an injury report.
Guys, I had a moment to catch up with the Knicks head athletic trainer. Not what we wanted to hear, guys. It sounds like it's a very serious injury.
All right, Doris. We will, of course, keep everyone updated as we find out more.
And you know what? He could have a long road ahead in terms of getting back on the court. But one thing we all know, he's never been shy of hard work.
No, he's not. I mean, he'll be doing everything he can to make it back as soon as possible.
You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching them.
Go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He was intent on running the offense through Jordan. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris. That shot wide open.
I like his composure there under pressure as he was being double-teamed. Terrific pass.
The Knicks leading by 11. Rose passes to Porzingis. There's the feed to Anthony. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. The Clippers running out of time. And he lobs it up toward the rim, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Rose gets the bucket.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
Lets it go from 11. Out to Lee. Outside Rose. New York moving the ball around. Griffin with the steal. 3-on-3. Lets it go from 11. It's rebounded by New York. 17 points was their biggest margin. Lee kicks to Rose. Outside Anthony. pass to Porzingis. Noah the screen. Clock at 4, and the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's foul number 2 for him. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
Jamal Crawford.
Clippers trail by 13. 1:09 left to play in the final quarter. And finished off by Griffin. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
I tell
one.
you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while. And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for New York.
Nothing like second chance buckets to pick up the scoring pace.
Boy, very impressive the way they piled on those extra points, hitting the offensive glass and coming up with the loose balls.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Anthony. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Lee, a screen on Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Noah. There's Rose with the 3. The Knicks rebound. Anthony dishes to Noah. Back to Anthony. Outside Rose. At the elbow, it's Noah. The second chance effort, and Anthony lays it in.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here, for sure.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, we have a question from one of your biggest fans. How do you get off your shots when you're in such a tight coverage situation? A defender right in your grill.
It's easy. If my man dunk off on me, shoot it. If I got 2, pass the ball, find somebody else.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching. We'll see you later.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Carmelo Anthony. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
We've seen so many performances like that over the course of Carmelo Anthony's career that we've gotten spoiled. But we shouldn't fail to appreciate what he has been able to do tonight. He was spectacular. When he doesn't try to do too much, Carmelo Anthony is absolutely lethal. And he had it going tonight.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.